Hello my dear children, how are you all? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm here to talk about one of the most important doubts that you keep always getting, that is this right book to follow, is the right resource that is I'm following right now. So for all your queries in your mind, today I'm here to tell you for KCET mathematics what books to exactly follow, what resources to exactly follow to get a very high score in the maths part. Okay, so we'll see. First of all, the question comes to our mind is, why does resources matter? Why is it important to have the resources? Of course, if you follow the right books, you'll have right direction. Means, for example, let's say I am preparing for JEE, and if I follow only NCERT, will that be enough? Of course not. So for every examination there is a certain syllabus, you have to follow the pattern, you have to follow the expectation of the examination. So you need to have a right book to proceed in the right direction. Don't you all agree? Yes. Next is avoid overloading of if you are following a random guide. For example, from tons of online resources, you are following some of the guides here and there, then you'll be under too much pressure to cover up lot of things. Okay, so you have to follow strictly one resource, one guide to be convenient. It will be convenient for you as well, and of course you can finish that easily. So you'll have to avoid yourself overloading with those enough amount of contents. Okay, now KCET is an examination which talks about which has a requirement very simple as speed, accuracy and textbook mastery. When I say textbook, I mean NCERT, right? So questions, the concepts are master. If you master the NCERT, of course you can easily get any question in mathematics of KCET part, right? So textbook master is very important. Accuracy, because you cannot get 30 marks, you cannot get 45 marks, you have to get 60 out of 60. The max is this exam is about getting high scores. Okay, and speed, you got to solve 60 questions in 60 minutes. So of course you need to have a right mix of speed, accuracy and textbook mastery to ace this examination for KCET maths. All right, let's see. The first one, the Bible of all the textbook is NCERT. Your entire syllabus is based upon what? Is based upon NCERT. So NCERT textbook is a very much. Okay, you got to study every single question, whether it is examples, yes, solved examples, whether it is exercise, whether it is miscellaneous, even though it's not part of syllabus, but you have to solve those questions also. Solved examples of miscellaneous, exercises, questions of miscellaneous. So every question which is there in NCERT has to be mastered. That is a must. That is the first thing. Okay, whether it is for first PUC, second PUC, you got to do it, because you know that, right? Almost 18 questions came this year from the PUC number 1. Okay, so both years PUC maths textbook has to be given preference. Okay, next is what? Every example, of course, as I already said, that every example, every exercise questions is very important. Questions often lifted directly. Remember, I told you 50% of questions are easier kind in the KCET examination. Those questions can be asked directly on the concepts based upon, NCERT. Questions can be from the examples, from the exercises. So that's why questions are often lifted directly from the NCERT. That's why it's very important. And moving on with our next set of resources. First one was NCERT. Remember, first one was NCERT. Number 2, previous years KCET papers. Okay, you got to solve last 10 to 15 years of question papers from the KCET examination. Okay, and many questions repeats with the small changes. If you see the questions, for example, if I talk about differential equations, the order and degree question, remember the degree of the differential equation, order of differential equation, that keeps coming to you, right? For example, the matrices problems, small changes will be given and still the pattern remains same. Inverse of the functions, inverse of your matrices, those sort of questions will be with small changes that give a similar pattern question. That's why you got to solve 15 years of paper to understand the trend of the problems, which chapter has how many questions coming in, what is the weightage of a chapter, like that, and also a pattern that they are giving every year in the questions. The best way to understand the exam pattern. That's why you got to solve the last 10 to 15 years of paper. So far 2 resources are covered, NCERT and PYQs, previous year papers. Next is what? Few more resources. Number 1, KE official sample papers and mocks to get the real-time exam in understanding how many questions are there, how much time is there. Of course, there is not much given, but don't worry, we also come up with mock tests, right? We will give you mock tests when the exams are nearby, but right now try to. If you are asking me, so then how would I solve 60 questions right now? How do I get timed practice done? You can take any 60 questions, right? You have to solve, let's say I've taught you 5 chapters right now. Take 10 questions from each of the chapters, it becomes 50. Take 12 questions, it becomes 60. Solve that 60 questions in 60 minutes. Yes, okay, try to make a habit of doing that. Sir, I can't do it. I cannot solve the 60 questions in 60 minutes. it's okay. But if you start, let's say today is my first day of doing the mock test, I took 12 questions from each chapters. 12 into 5 is 60 questions I've taken at one place. Sunday I'm going to write that mock. Okay, I solved it in 80 minutes. It's okay. I solved it in 90 minutes. It's okay. If you keep doing it every week, you can see the time improvement will be there. You will do it in 75 minutes, 70 minutes. Eventually, you will be able to do in 55 to 55 minutes. Okay, 50 to 55 minutes will be able to solve the entire 60 questions. That's what I'm telling you. You got to practice mock tests. So mock test is very, very important. The third resource will be solving lot of mock tests. If you don't have right now, what you can do is simply make 60 questions list and solve it every weekend, especially for mathematics. Maths becomes the most difficult, part in your KCET examination because of the time challenge. Of course, it will not be that difficult. Syllabus is the same, of course, right? But it becomes difficult because of the solving part in 60 minutes. That's why you have to make the practice of solving mocks every week from here onwards only. Next is what? KCET specific books are there. Arihant is there, MTG is there. Both are very nice. You can use any of them. Okay. So you can use any of the books to solve what? KCET ready problems. Okay, so questions that is very similar to what the PYQs are there. You'll find that in these books. So use any of that to solve your questions. Handwritten notes, the notes we give you, right? Every class I take, I give you notes. So you can use those notes. If you are making any from your side, you can refer your notes. So this is your another resource, handwritten notes and shortcut tricks. I keep giving you tricks, right? So shortcut tricks you have to follow, and formula compilations. From every chapter you'll have, right? Every unit, every chapter will have formulas. So you can compile at one place and keep it ready, revise every time, okay, that you get. So these are the three important resources. Official mocks, you can have your own mocks also. We will also give you by the examination KCET specific books, Arihant MTG, handwritten notes and shortcut tricks with formula compilations. Moving on. Now this is one of the most important resources that you can ever have. Every day try to practice one page of formulas. Okay, revise one page of formulas. This is called as self-made tool formula sheet plus error notebook. You have to maintain a notebook and write the title as error. Of course, if I'm practicing, let's say today maths on continuity and differentiability, I got 5 questions wrong. My job is to do what? Take a picture, put it there. Yeah, error notebook can be an online version also. Okay, take a picture and put that snip that picture in that error notebook. It can be a word format, anything you can place. Okay, what happens there when you're revising next time, when you're going for the next mock, next practice, simply go through that error notebook and see their answers also. Question and answer. You made this mistake, so put the question there, and below you can put the answers also. Next time when you're going for the next time of practice, next set of practice, next set of mock test, simply revise those questions that you made mistake previous time. This time you will not be able to do that. Okay, you'll not be able to make those mistakes. Even if you want to, you cannot make those mistakes. Got it? So it's very important to maintain the error notebook and formula sheet. Every day one page of formula you write and revise. Revise 10 minutes, okay, daily. That one page of formula sheet you make in the morning and revise it daily. Okay, let's say today I'm gonna make 10-minute formula sheet for maybe a chapter continuity and differentiability. There are a lot of derivative formulas are there, no? There are many derivative formulas. I'm gonna make list of all of that and revise it today 10 minutes so that I have those things remember in my mind. Tomorrow again next chapter comes. So every day there should be one page formula sheet. Error log already told you, track and fix weak spots, improves recall and accuracy. Self-made tools are very, very important. Now, if I have to conclude, your PUC textbook plus PYQs will give you easily 80% score. Yes, PUC textbook and PYQs, believe me, can give you easily 80% of score. Next, if you add mocks and guides, we are helping you with that, right? So KCET guides, you'll easily you have a chance to score out also. Okay, it's completely possible. Consistency will always be more than and greater than number of books. If you follow 10 books, okay, you follow this publication, you follow 10 books, but it's important to be consistent in any one of them. Not following the same content from 10 of the different books. It's not going to work out like that. You have to be consistent. Follow fewer resources but master them. Follow fewer resources but master them. NCERT is a must. Okay, then you can go with any of the reference book. I already mentioned it in the session. Okay, so this is it for today. This is it for the session which talks about resources and books. I hope this is very much clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can still ask me in the comment section, but this is all for the resources side of KCET mathematics part. Okay, so with this I can end the session today. I'll see you again very soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.